video that you are about to view contains material created by the Writing and Reading Center at Fresno City College. We base the information used on fact and research to the best of our knowledge. As the viewer of this video, you should always follow the directions given to you by your instructor. The materials covered in these videos should be viewed as supplemental only.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Tutors.
I'm Adrian.
And I'm Ashley.
Today we'll be discussing one of the most important parts of your paper, the introduction.
Primarily, we'll be focusing on writing for English papers, but you may find this video helpful for other subjects as well.
Lots of students get stuck when attempting to write the opening of their paper. So we're here to give you some tips on how to write a really strong introduction, as well as types of introductions that you should avoid writing.
To start, think about an introduction's purpose. An introduction should engage the reader's attention, identify the central issue or subject, and create the tone of the essay.
Once you've established your purpose, then start envisioning your approach. We like to take the movie camera approach when it comes to writing an introduction.
Imagine that you're watching a movie. The opening scene is an aerial shot from 15,000 feet in the air. All you see are trees.
As the camera moves in, a road appears, and as the camera pans closer, you see a body of water with trees sticking out of it.
The camera zooms in, and now you see a frog. He's perched atop a log, strumming on his banjo and singing like it's nobody's business.
Now we know that the character from the movie is Kermit the Frog, but the opening shot didn't start out with him. The movie took us from a view 15,000 feet above.
We want to introduce our reader to the topic in the same way. Ease into the topic without abruptly throwing it in the reader's face upon reading the first sentence.
Let's look at a real-life example.
Music has been a part of American culture for centuries. From the national anthem to girls and boys bands in the 1960s, American musicians have either been influenced or have influenced the many genres that exist today. There are shining stars from every genre. However, many people would argue that Elvis Presley is the most famous performer in American history. His music stems from gospel, rhythm and blues, and of course, rock and roll. Elvis Presley is one of the most recognizable music artists in American history because of his onstage charisma, unique voice, and trend-setting dance moves.
Notice how the paragraph opened up about the general topic of music. As she read on, the details became more and more specific, leading up to the thesis statement at the end of the introduction.
Now the reader knows that although the topic of the paper is music, the writer's thesis will be on how one artist, Elvis Presley, is the most well-known performer in American music history. The thesis statement also points to three major points the writer will be making on describing in the paper.
Sounds simple, yes? Here are some types of introductions that you should avoid using.
Avoid disguising self-evident truths in flowery language.
From the dawn of time, women have been regarded as the nurturers, the teachers, the mothers, and the daughters. The first woman was cast out of Eden and literally bore the responsibility of the human race.
This type of writing may put the reader off, especially your instructor. It's a bit overboard.
Don't complain about the topic of the assignment.
A significant experience in my life? That is a difficult question to answer. I doubt that any one person can determine which experience is the most significant, but I'll go ahead and try.
Can anyone say whiner? Your instructor might. Now this is a common one, the dictionary definition.
There have been many significant experiences in my life, including graduating high school with honors and getting accepted to college. I have enjoyed my short life to the fullest. According to Webster's dictionary, the word significant means having meaning or having or likely to have influence or effect. In my case,
if your instructor wants a definition, she can look it up herself. Besides, she wants to see your words, not someone else's words. Now, if it's a word you don't think that she'll understand, then go ahead and include a definition. If it's just a standard everyday word, don't bother with it.
Try to avoid stating obvious facts.
George Washington, the first president of the United States, held fast to his values.
A 2-year-old may not know that George Washington was the first president of the United States, but most readers will.
Don't incorporate any dull, uninteresting, or unoriginal thoughts.
Someone once said that the busy bee gets the honey. Well, I can tell you that's true.
Moving on. Yes, there are more. Don't emphasize your lack of knowledge on a topic.
William Shakespeare has boggled readers' minds for centuries. I am no exception, but will do my best to analyze the role of the magic in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Seriously, the last thing you want to do is tell your instructor in the first paragraph that you have no idea what you're talking about and that you didn't even make an effort to try.
And the last introduction to avoid, announcing your topic.
In this paper, I will be discussing...
You're the only one writing the paper, hopefully, so your instructor knows that you are both writing a paper and that you will be discussing a topic. She doesn't need the play-by-play.
Now that you know what types to avoid, here are some examples of intros that you can do, though don't do them all at once.
Give a direct statement or fact.
Unemployment has grown in numbers unparalleled by any other time in American history.
A statement that is both startling and engaging.
In 1985, I was in a horrible car accident that altered my life in ways that I could never have imagined.
You can also begin with describing an image or illustrating an example. You can ask a question or a short series of questions, but make sure you answer them in your paper. Sometimes writers begin with a short story or personal anecdote, and these work well too.
Will you remember all of that? We covered a lot of information, so here's a brief recap so we can send you on your way.
Your introduction should introduce your topic, create interest, provide necessary background information, identify your main idea, and preview the rest of your essay.
Your introduction should not use any cliched or unnecessary information.
We hope that you have a better understanding of introductions, their benefits, and how to make one yourself.
If you seek further support, check out the links to the videos we have posted below.
If you need help with any additional terminology regarding English, reading, or writing, check out our other videos.
Don't forget that you can also come by the FCC Writing and Reading Center. Hours and location are listed below.
And if you're feeling extra adventurous, test your knowledge on the concepts based on the video. The link to the self-assessment is listed down below. Good luck with your assignment. Bye.
Bye.